Everything you know is wrong.
Your credit score is one of those numbers that follows you everywhere. It determines the interest rate you pay on your mortgage, your car loan, and your credit cards. It affects your insurance premium in many states. Some
You're
employers
approved.
and most
Great
landlords check
news.
it. And yet most
Welcome
people
home.
have a
Welcome
deeply
home.
inaccurate
We'd like to
understanding of
offer
how
you
it
the job.
actually works. They worry about things that do not matter. They ignore the things that matter most. And they are making decisions, canceling cards, applying for new credit, paying down balances in the wrong order, based on advice that is either oversimplified or completely wrong.
A 100-point difference in your credit score can mean the difference between a 6% mortgage rate and an 8% mortgage rate. On a $350,000 home over 30 years, that difference costs you approximately $150,000 in extra interest. Not a small number, not a rounding error, a house. My name is Rich Future You. Today, we fix your understanding of how this number actually works. Your FICO score, which is the credit score used in over 90% of lending decisions, is calculated from 5 factors, each weighted differently. Most people know the factors exist, but have no idea what the actual weights are. The weights are everything. Factor 1, payment history, 35% of your score. This is the single biggest factor by a significant margin. Whether you pay your bills on time every time is the most important thing you do for your credit score. One missed payment can drop your score 50 to 100 points, and it stays on your report for 7 years. Factor 2, credit utilization, 30% of your score. This is the percentage of your available credit that you are currently using. If you have a $10,000 credit limit and a $4,000 balance, your utilization is 40%. The widely recommended ceiling is 30%. The people with the highest scores tend to keep it below 10%.
Factor 3, length of credit history, 15%. How long you have had credit accounts open. Older accounts help your score. This is why closing old cards, even ones you never use, can hurt your score. Factor 4, credit mix, 10%. Having different types of credit, a card, a loan, a mortgage, shows you can manage different products. This factor matters, but should never drive you to take on debt you do not need. Factor 5, new credit, 10%. Every time you apply for new credit, a hard inquiry appears on your report and temporarily reduces your score. Multiple applications in a short period signal risk. Payment history is 35% of your score. Nothing else is close. This means the single most effective thing you can do for your credit is pay every bill on time every month. Not most months, every month. Here is how damaging a late payment actually is. If you have good credit, say a 780, one 30-day late payment can drop your score by 90 to 110 points. That is not a temporary blip. That negative item stays on your credit report for 7 years. It fades over time, but it does not disappear. The practical fix? Set up automatic minimum payments on every credit account today. Not the full balance, just the minimum, automatically. This guarantees you never miss a payment due to forgetfulness, even if you pay more manually every month. The automatic payment is your safety net. Then, if you want to pay more, and you should if you have balances, you do that manually on top. But the automatic minimum ensures you never accidentally tank your credit with a preventable missed payment. Credit utilization is 30% of your score, and the second fastest thing to move. Here is why it matters so much, and what most people get wrong about it. Your utilization ratio is calculated by dividing your total credit card balances by your total credit card limits. If you have 3 cards with a combined limit of $15,000 and combined balances of $6,000, your utilization is 40%. General guidance, keep utilization below 30%. Better guidance, keep it below 10% if you want an excellent score.
The reason people with 800 plus scores tend to have extremely low utilization is not just that they pay their bills, it is that they carry very little balance relative to their available limit.
One powerful and underused tactic: ask your credit card company to increase your credit limit without increasing your spending. If your limit goes from $5,000 to $8,000 and your balance stays at $2,000, your utilization drops from 40% to 25% instantly. No debt payoff required, just a phone call or an online request. Second tactic: pay your credit card balance before the statement closes, not just before the due date. Most people do not know this distinction. The balance reported to the credit bureaus is the balance on your statement date, not your due date. Pay early and a lower balance gets reported. Factors 3 through 5 collectively make up 35% of your score. Here is what actually matters about each and what most people misunderstand. Length of credit history at 15%. This rewards patience. The longer your accounts have been open, the higher this factor contributes. The mistake people make: closing old credit cards because they do not use them. Do not do this. An old card with a zero balance is contributing positively to your average account age. Closing it removes that contribution and can actually hurt your score. Credit mix at 10%. Having a variety of credit types helps your score modestly, but this is the least important factor and should never lead you to take on debt you do not need just to improve your credit mix. The benefit is not worth the cost. New credit at 10%. Each hard inquiry from a new credit application temporarily drops your score by 5 to 10 points and stays on your report for 2 years. The practical rule: do not apply for new credit you do not need, especially in the 12 months before a major loan application like a mortgage. This is the section most people need most. Here are the 5 biggest credit score myths that are either costing people points or causing unnecessary anxiety. Myth 1. Checking your own credit score hurts it. False. Checking your own credit score is a soft inquiry and has zero effect on your score. You can check it every day if you want. Only hard inquiries from lenders affect your score. Check your score regularly. It is important information. Myth 2. Closing a credit card improves your credit. Usually false and often harmful. Closing a card reduces your total available credit, which increases your utilization ratio. It also potentially reduces your average account age. Unless the card has an annual fee you cannot justify, keep old cards open with a small periodic charge to keep them active. Myth 3. Your income affects your credit score. False. Your credit score contains zero information about how much money you earn. Income is not reported to credit bureaus. A person earning $30,000 with perfect payment history can have a higher score than someone earning $200,000 who misses payments. Myth 4. Carrying a small balance helps your score. False. This myth probably originated from a misunderstanding of how utilization works. You do not need to carry a balance to have a good utilization ratio. Pay your statement balance in full every month, keep utilization low, and your score benefits. Carrying a balance just means you pay interest for no benefit. Myth 5. Getting married merges your credit scores. False. Your credit score is individual and remains individual after marriage. You do not inherit your partner's credit history, and they do not inherit yours. Joint accounts will appear on both reports, but your scores remain separate calculations. Now the part everyone actually wants. Here are the fastest, legitimate ways to raise your credit score in order of impact. Move 1. Pay down credit card balances aggressively. Since utilization is 30% of your score and responds immediately when balances are paid, reducing your utilization from 40% to 10% can raise your score 50 to 100 points within a single billing cycle. This is the fastest legal score improvement available.
Move 2. Set up automatic minimum payments on every account. Eliminates the risk of a score-destroying missed payment from pure forgetfulness. Do it today. Takes 10 minutes. Protects your most important credit factor forever. Move 3. Request a credit limit increase on your existing cards without increasing spending. Lowers utilization instantly without any debt payoff. Call or request online. Works best if you have had the card for 12 or more months and have not recently had an inquiry. Move 4. Become an authorized user on a family member's old card with a good payment history. Their positive history gets added to your report. Your actions as an authorized user do not affect their score. This can add years of positive history instantly. Move 5. Dispute any errors on your credit report. 1 in 5 Americans has an error on their credit report that could be affecting their score. Pull your free reports at annualcreditreport.com. Check for accounts you do not recognize, incorrect late payments, wrong balances, and dispute any errors in writing. Let me make this concrete with real numbers, because the difference between a good score and an excellent score is not abstract. On a $350,000 30-year mortgage, a borrower with a 620 score might pay 8.5% interest. A borrower with a 760 score might pay 6.5%. That 2-point difference costs the lower score borrower approximately $170,000 more over 30 years. That is the price of a credit score. On a $30,000 car loan over 5 years, the difference between excellent credit and poor credit can be $5,000 to $8,000 in additional interest. On a credit card with a $5,000 balance, the difference in APR between good and poor credit can mean $500 to $1,500 more in annual interest charges. The credit score is not just a number. It is a tax that lower scores pay and higher scores do not. Improving it is one of the highest return financial actions available.
A bad credit score can cost you an extra 170s on a mortgage. On a car loan, you could pay up to 8 years. The score is not a number. It is a number. It is a tax.
Your credit score is not mysterious or complicated. It is a mathematical formula with 5 inputs, 2 of which are 65% of the calculation. Pay on time every month. Keep utilization low. Everything else is secondary. Stop worrying about checking your score. Stop closing old cards. Stop carrying a balance because someone told you it helps. And start doing the 2 things that actually move the needle.
Just 2 factors make up 65% of your credit score. Focus on payment history and utilization first.
The credit score action plan in the description walks through your personal score factors, the exact moves ranked by impact for your specific situation, and a 90-day tracker so you can watch the number move. Link below. Subscribe for a new video every Tuesday and Thursday. Rich Future You.
Pay down balances.